G'day guys, X-Ray Racer 1 here, and this is update number 16 of Project N-Scale. And I've been getting some stuff done lately. I've been doing some work on the layout. Not a lot, like a broken record as I say, not a lot has been done because if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll notice that basically I have the layout built, and I've accomplished, I guess you could say, the big stuff of my layout. So what I am doing now is I am focusing on all the detail stuff. So one thing I'm going to show right now is if you move along here, you'll see I have some ballast removed. I have had a bit of trouble actually. Some of the ballast that I've used, I used Woodland Scenic Cement for doing some of for doing all my ballasting, but I found in certain sections I didn't use enough Scenic cement, and if I come around here you'll also see the same situation is here. I didn't use enough and it basically turned back into powder, so I've been reballasting. And you're probably thinking, well, where have you reballasted from? Well, this is the this is the trouble I've been coming into. I have found a product over here. It's made by a company called Deluxe Materials, and it's called Ballast Magic. And this would have to be the worst, most expensive crap I have ever used. Don't waste your money, guys. If you're at a hobby shop and someone says, no, you should try this Ballast Magic, nah. So what you're supposed to do, it's like a powder. I don't know if you can see. It's like a powdery substance. And what you do is you get your ballast, and they recommend between a ratio of 1 part Ballast Magic to say between 5 and 7 parts ballast, and you mix it up, you pour it on your track, you level it out and move it around and get it how you want it, and then you spray water on it. And so I just got this is an old Zap Kicker bottle which is washed out and just got water in it, and you spray your water on top and then you just let it dry for 2 hours. Well, that is the biggest load of rubbish I've ever come across. I left it for a couple of days. I had some things to do, and because I even had to do a little bit more reballasting around here, left it for a few days and the stuff hadn't even dried. I could have I might as well just put ballast on there, did what I did, and then just sprayed water over the top, because that would have been the exact same result. It did not bind, it did not dry. In where this section is here on this track, parts of it only just went sticky, and if I zoom in you can see how there's a slight shine on the railway ties. Yeah, so that is without doubt the worst product I've ever used in model railroading. I had to vacuum this all away. So yeah, later on I'm going to reballast it and use Scenic Cement instead. So that's the end of that little rant. Sorry if it came across a little negative, guys, but when you spend 28 Australian dollars on something, I think that it'll equate to probably about 22 US dollars, roughly, give or take. You'd expect something to work, but anyway. So one thing I have done here is I've added to this scene here. This is a Showcase Miniatures maintenance of way truck. It's got the crane on the back there. You can either have it where the crane is like meant to be in use, or you can have it where it faces around, and this section here is a little bit, there's a second section you can add onto it where it's smaller, so it's just hanging over the edge of the cab there. And I'm actually quite impressed with the little truck. It's came out really well, and I love the detail. It went together well. So yeah, the little Showcase Miniatures truck. Also, these are some railway ties or sleepers, and I just painted them in the earth tone wash to give them that wood effect, and yeah, they came out really good. So that's that scene done here. So these are all railway workers doing their job, so I'm happy with the way that's turned out. And I may do a little bit of extra work. I might try and find like a little bit of fishing line or something to make it look like the crane's lifting up that bit of railway there, a bit of railway line. And it would appear I've lost my train. Oh, there it is. Oh crap. Emergency stop. So, while we're talking, I'll just reverse that out. Alrighty. Well, I'll have to fish that out shortly, so that'll just stay there. Well, while it's stopped, another thing that I've done with this loco and that one there, as you know, I've painted these logos, and I've decided to well, when I was making this layout, I decided to call it Fakeville. So, if I just get in the shadow here, if you look on the side of the loco, I have FVR put on the side. These are micro engineering. Hang on. Well, what they are is they're decals, and they are give me a second. I'm sorry for the they are micro scale. So they come in a packet like this, and it's basically, if you saw my tutorial video on how to apply graffiti decals, so graffiti decals on the side, the method is exactly the same for the decals on the side of the loco here. I've also got it on the back as well. So I've been putting the road names on the locomotives, or on these locomotives. I do plan on getting a couple more undecorated models and painting them. And so as you can see here, it's exactly the same on that locomotive. I've been putting decals on them. So that's one thing I've been doing. Now I'll show you this what I've done here. This is, funnily enough, another product by that Deluxe Materials. It's Scenic Rust. It's a rust kit. And despite the tragedy of their Ballast Magic, this rust kit is actually pretty damn good. This is an old Bachmann ready-made building. and this is actual rust. How it works is you got what I can only assume is metal filings, really fine metal filings, and you mix it with a glue, and you basically paint it onto the area, and you let it dry. Then you put this blue liquid over it, which what I can assume is like an oxidizer, and over a period of 8 hours it causes it to rust. So I'm actually, despite the trouble with the Ballast Magic, that actually turned out really well. And I did a little bit here. This didn't turn out as good. It's I might fix it up and do it again. But yeah, the rust seemed to have come out pretty good, but it came out fantastic on that. But yeah, so that's one of the little detail things I've been doing. But over here, this is something else I've been kind of proud of. I've turned this little area into a locomotive service area. This is an area for both steam and diesel locomotives. So as you can see, I've got railway mechanics here servicing, which is, unfortunately, this is another dead locomotive of mine, so it'll just be an ornamental piece. But yeah, so that's come out really well. I've also got the diesel tank here. I'm not too happy with the way that assembled. As you can see the lines where how it was when I got it. It's like a brass tube. Then you got two, what would be, I would assume, pewter metal sides that go on each end, and then you just glue it together, and well, the side bits aren't exactly a perfect fit, as you can no doubt see. And but I mean, apart from that, it turned out pretty good. So as you can see, you got the pipe coming out and going into the ground for the fuel filler, and yeah, so that came out well. And I'm actually kind of happy with how that's turned out. The little railway mechanics make it look really good. So that's that section there. Up along here, what I'm doing is I've got some fencing. I've got another 2 packets of this fencing just to go along here. At the moment, I'm just sorting out where I want it to go before I start drilling holes into it, and just getting that sorted out. But also, one thing I am doing at the moment, as you can see here, I have bought a trailer and Bobcat. That came in the last couple of days, so I've assembled it, and it actually comes out quite well. Even comes with a little guy. I had to even paint it. He's got a metal face, unfortunately. He's got a metal face, unfortunately. But so yeah, he's got his Bobcat out doing business. But another thing I'm doing at the moment is, if you look closely, I've got a letterbox, and I have another one. So what I've been doing at the moment is I've got these letterboxes. They're all laser cut, and I had to paint them. And yeah, I've just been starting to put some letterboxes in. So yeah, at the moment, like I said, I've been doing some stuff. I've been ripping some stuff out, but it's coming along. At the back here, as you can see, I'm on the fence. Well, for lack of better expressions, I'm on the fence about putting the fence in properly or leaving it in like that to make it look like the fence is just collapsing. give it that real rundown look. So I got some new fencing that I assembled up the back around the back here, and yeah, so that's pretty much all I've done at the moment. I've been working on getting some new fencing, or some more of this fencing here off eBay, to finish off this little section here. And I got some more chairs and tables to build. So like I said, people, I'm mainly focusing now on the detailed parts of the layout, and yeah, that's pretty much all that's been happening. Once I've pretty much happy how it's done, probably my railway updates will probably be a little bit less and less, but you will still get railway stuff, as long with all the other things I do on my channel. So if you got any questions, don't hesitate to comment down below. What I will try to do is I'll try to leave links to some of the things I bought. Most of the stuff I've got in here is from model train stuff over in the United States. Yeah. Well, actually, while it's in my head, I will, because I showed you how to apply graffiti decals. What I have done is I have put a couple of decals around my layout, one of which is on the back of my service station, or gas station if you're American. That went on quite well. I have some other, I know I haven't put them somewhere else. I should look a little bit better, but yeah, so that's all I've been doing at the moment. What I do actually plan on doing a little later on is, as you can see here, there's a big gap. I intend to do a little bit of creativity here and put another building in the middle here. So that's for down the track, and that's about it for this video. I try to not let these videos go for too long. So yeah, that's the end of this video, guys. I've got to get back to fixing up this almighty mess here, so I'll see you later. Cheers, guys.